Hello everyone, and welcome back. We are doing some more mine colonies today. We're probably going to look into the create mod, just to see if we can do anything that would assist with what we're currently working on. I do need to come over here, because I believe this is our farmer.
Without this, I can't work.
Okay, you need fields. That is something I can work on. And then we want to do mine colony and look for the fields. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that is a scarecrow. Bill was slain by a spider. Excuse you. Okay. I'm gonna run back and sleep because apparently it is somehow nighttime. Or not. Okay. I think getting a guard station up might be the way to go. And the reason for that is, unfortunately, as you saw, our friend was slain. Which, if we go and talk with the rest of the residents, they will let us know that that
right
is
away.
very... Rain, yep, working on it. Bad weather. Happiness. Don't have guards, and someone recently passed away. So yeah, that's where we're at. What I need to do is get the leather. We're gonna do 2 farms, at least for now. We'll grab a bunch of sticks. And see if we can find any leather, because that might be the difficult part of the task. There's one. Okay, we still don't have a good concept of time because of the weather. Unfortunately, we do have to pay a visit to Mr. Cow. You know, collect that rent money, as Stewie would say. Where's my money? But no, for the most part, we are gonna have to figure out a solution, because by having that gentleman pass away, unfortunately it does mess up a lot of our stuff. It makes people sad. It puts us down a builder. Obviously the other problem is he died, which is, you know, first foremost the biggest problem. I don't want any of my colonists to pass away. Okay. Well, what I need to do is horticulture, farm, alt farm. No, not farm. Horticulture, farm. I'm at level 5. I get the feeling that is not what I'm looking for. Why do I feel like I am missing an actual... Huh. Oop, that's from miscellaneous. Supplies camp. Ooh. No. Close that because I need to go to wherever my farmers is, which could be, you know, in bed.
Where's the
Hi.
courier?
More fields. Okay. My question is, if I just till the area around the farm, is that going to solve the problem? Yeah, that's gonna solve the problem. For now, yeah. Sweet. And then we go... Okay, so it turns out my colonists are the Wicked Witch of the West and terrified of getting wet in the rain. I'm also a little concerned about the fact that I have to till the field myself for the farmer, but hey, it is what it is. One, two, three, four. Alright, I will leave that be as it is. Hopefully the farmer will come over and take care of this, but I do need to make sure I come here. One of these has some seeds. I didn't realize I have a clock in the upper corner. I don't know why it has two separate times, but...
I can't work like that.
I'm working on it.
I can't work like that.
Okay. Nope. Guess it is nighttime. Let's get ourselves in bed. Now I do need to check this house because I do believe it should have assigned someone, but I'm not seeing the person who's living here is the unemployed person. That raises some questions. Like, while I'm not someone who requires you to be employed to have a home, my question then becomes, like, did no one come to fill in the spot? A child lives there, and that child is not old enough to work, and that's why the slot is not being managed. Okay. That's a problem. Hey, Kenny. Sunflowers? I might go looking for sunflowers for you, buddy. Oh, never mind. Gropin wants a job? Great. You can have one.
Great to see you.
No processing death. Understandable. I'm assuming you're my farmer, so you're getting those seeds.
I can't work like that.
Yep. Okay. Way ahead of you.
I can't work like that.
Place more fields.
Great to see you.
I'm aware. Okay. You will be doing carrot. I do need to get a bucket of water. Technically, I need to get a couple buckets of water because we don't have any water readily available up here. I guess I'm just gonna drink the milk. Okay, go boom, and boom. Now we should have everything we need to get started. Now the other thing I need to make sure I check out is create. Woohoo! 2 people grew up and want jobs. for now, I'm gonna go over here and see if it'll let you apply to them. Oh.
I can't work like that.
I didn't take the building materials to make you. Gonna figure it out. Okay, guess the answer is no.
Without this, I can't work.
There you go.
I can't work like that.
Oh, you need a shovel. Okay, that's thing. Ooh, cobbled deep slate works. So
I can't work like that.
working on it. Let me see your inventory. There you go. What else
Where's
do you
the
need?
courier?
Okay, let's see. I'm waiting for you to place 16 torches. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now, I will have to work on increasing that quite a bit because I would, at least personally, want it quite a bit higher, but for now, we are making do with what we have. Inventory, toss some carrots. Call the worker. Hi, why are
Without
you
this, I
upset?
can't work. Without this, I can't work.
Okay, I understand.
Without this, I can't work.
Working on that too. Alright. Now what we have to do is come over here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is do this, this. That. There we go. Is that enough? Like, I know you're not gonna work today because you're processing our
I
friend's
can't
passing.
work like that. I can't work like that.
Okay. How many more fields? Because I don't know that magic number off the top of my head, my friend. Also, we say, hey, oh, I need a gate. That's because I believe this should let me be like the construction zone for the farm. I know I'm pretty sure it's gonna bury the basement at some point, but yo. Okay then. Guess next thing we're gonna do, take the other field. Go 1, sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Do that. I'm gonna come here. You're gonna be potatoes. So that says farmer, no one. That says farmer, no one. That says farmer, no one. Okay. Villagers, very much like for you to just disappear. If I go away, are you just gonna move on? Because I would be absolutely thrilled at that. No, you're gonna be a pain in the butt for my people, aren't you?
Great to see you.
Yep, come on, follow me. Don't worry, I won't be the one to kill you. It will be the lava. That's the solution, apparently. My question is, why are you not recognizing...
Without this, I can't work. I'm waiting for something.
I thought you had... Okay, here you go. Is that enough? Okay. Alright. So the main issue you run into is... What earth are you making again? Building a residence. You're building a warehouse. Okay. So many planks. Back with you. What are
Need
you
something?
doing? Yeah, I haven't crafted the mine yet. Like, I have a miner. Actually, no, I don't even, because he grew up. So, that's a weird thing.
Oh, hey. Good to see you.
Not yet. Hi, why are you upset now? Uh... Yeah, I'm gonna let you work. Because one of the things I want to look into is the create mod to see what I have set up. Or more specifically, what I can get set up. Okay, so there's that's in the Aether. That would explain it. So I need slime, which I can make with dough and lime dye. Okay, I guess for right this second, don't think having this will work great. Iron or zinc. Really want to get something like this going just so I can get a bunch of train tracks, but that is also going to be a thing that's going to happen in a while. Brackets are interesting, but they're more cosmetic. Intentionally creating motion sickness. That seems like a bit of a funny one. Yeah, I think for now I'm not going to worry too much about create. I do know I want to get into it, and I want to use it to help my whole system. However, I do have to apologize. I have to take a small intermission, check on the little one. I shall return, and don't worry, I will be back. Alright everyone, I am back. To all my viewers who know a little bit about me, don't worry, little one is okay. Just regular baby things. She just managed to get herself a little rash, but she's okay. He's doing much better. And I do have Gamer Kitty with me, so if you hear me like freak out and start screaming, he's probably biting me. Hey Maverick, sorry about the delay. Little one had an emergency, had to go check on her.
Where's the courier?
How are you doing today, Maverick? I'm doing okay. I'm still getting over being sick, but better
I'm
than I
waiting for
was.
something. I'm waiting for something.
Let's see. Do not request fertilizer because we do not have it right now. Oh, that's cool. I like that they started tilling the field themselves. Maverick, have you seen any of the videos from KSP recently? So, not as impressive as might hope. We had quite a few false starts. We were trying to do a thing with satellites to take a look at Duna. We ended up getting stuff in the right area, but we just could not get it to behave. And when we did get something there, it basically we didn't get any signal out to it, and the solutions I had attempted didn't work. And it basically got so frustrating that I ended up having to scrub the Duna like intercept mission.
Great to see you.
Not for any particular fault, because we knew that it didn't work anyway, and we found that out simply by virtue of doing a whole bunch of tests, finally getting a signal out there doing something crazy, only to have it not do what we needed. Basically, we went so far out of our way. We built mini satellites and all kinds of things, and I even detonated a satellite, which, as you know, I'm not a fan of creating a whole bunch of space junk, but I did it anyway. That technically solved the problem, only to have it not solve the problem. Because while it gave a signal all the way out to quote-unquote Duna, the instant I did get the satellite in orbit of Duna, it did not give me any extra information on it. So... Oh yeah. So I basically just went in and scrubbed it only because it was feeling like a very big waste of time trying to get signal out there, only to find out that it didn't matter. So, you know, a bit sad, but we have found, yeah, basically what we were trying to do is see if we could force the game to update orbital bodies simply by putting satellites around them, because then I could kind of like get a little information on a planet and then force my way to it and start getting a little bit more information. But apparently game doesn't work that way, or the mod doesn't, so we will be doing quite a bit of time warping just to see planets, get some information on it. Hey Gingy, how are you doing today? Oh, that's good. You know, I'm an avid reader myself, and books have always been just a great outlet.
Can I help
Reading
you?
anything interesting, or at least anything interesting you can mention on stream? Ah, more D&D. I still need to get with you and get a D&D campaign going. I keep telling myself, yeah, I'll get back to that, and we never do. Ooh, sci-fi D&D. I kind of like the idea of that. I don't know. It kind of. You're placing a little far away from you there, friend. I kind of like the idea of that because, you know me. I like sci-fi and all that. Wait. Yeah. You know, I've always been a massive nerd, so. The idea of being able to obviously not do straight Star Trek, because everyone's done that, but do something like Star Trek-esque and have a grand adventure sounds absolutely phenomenal.
You are so wise.
See, I feel like it has to be, because when you're talking about sci-fi, you can do so much more simply by virtue of the fact of like there's nothing going like, oh, this time period didn't have this. Like, when you're working sci-fi, if you make it so that your players are able to travel between planets, you instantly have the ability to change setting up based on like just different species. Yeah, no, like your druid could be someone who grew up on a planet where manhandling animals and forcing them to fight to the death is just normal. Then again, you could probably also do that just by going to most rough neighborhoods in the US, so hey. But no, that sounds awesome. Remind me, I have to get with you on that, and we gotta do something fun with that. It has been way too much time since we've gotten together for some fun. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you could take that, like, a billion steps further and do crazy things. Like a rogue that's a shadow person or something like that. Or a rogue who's an actual chameleon. Sentient spaceship could be, what would a sentient spaceship be? What would a good... Well, you could actually technically do that as your artificer. Like, your artificer is actually the spaceship itself. I love the idea of that concept. Like, I feel like you'd take that so far. I feel like this might be cheating, but not using this to chop down trees, but intentionally extending the trees to chop down other trees. I feel like that might be cheating. Hey, it's Minecraft. So Maverick, what's your take on D&D? Seem interesting, or a little too far down the nerdy rabbit hole for you? No, I was asking my one viewer, Maverick, although I think he may have pinged off for a moment, what he thinks of D&D. But I guess I'll get an answer from him when I talk to him later. But yeah, Gingy, what's your thoughts on having a sentient spaceship be the artificer?
What is it? What is it?
Yeah, that's true. So when it comes to sci-fi, though, you can definitely work something out. Because the only reason you would run into an issue with the rules is, oh, they have to have like a corporeal body or something like that. But all you have to do is say, you know, oh, they have a Android Prime or something, or they have holograms, or you know, whatever the game allows. And you could always, you know, be like, okay, technically they're immortal unless the ship's blown up. But it also means that, you know, when the ship is doing something, the body can't really do much else. Oh look, they're actually bothering to plant food. But yeah, no, I like the idea that there's so much you can do with that. Really do need to get these colonies dealt with. Also, mine colonies. Need to find, is it a cookery? I think it's a cookery. Okay. Let's hop over to our mine. I really should check whatever that is out. But for now, I'm gonna go to our mine, grab a little cobble. Oof. That's a ways away. At least you can plan for it. So Jinji, do you have Satisfactory? Ah, you need to get it. It's a lot of fun. I am actually doing an on and off server series with a buddy of mine where I basically teach him Satisfactory. But since it is a easy enough game to do multiple things on, you could always have you stop by if you ever get the game. And we could have you hang out and see what kind of shenanigans we can get up to. Oh, trust me, I get that. Man, I get home, I've got like about an hour that I've got to watch the little one, so, you know, it's making sure they're entertained. An hour to either prep or watch the little one while dinner is prepped. About 15 minutes to eat, and then stream. And that is every day for me right now. I heard, I know you've been trying to get me into it. I do promise I will look into the idea of reactivating one of my old accounts. It's just didn't have a great experience last time I played WoW. It got very old very quickly for me, unfortunately. Ah, you have anything good to trade? No, you don't. Well, that's the funny thing. You know me, I love a good MMO. I think my problem was when I had jumped into it, with friends who were basically at the end level stuff, and they were just, you know, coming back to help me with stuff, and it just kind of felt like, you know, why am I here? Or, okay, cool, I'm getting a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't have, but, you know, kind of felt both overwhelming and underwhelming simultaneously. Good thing. Check that. I like the look of this cookery a little. Not perfect, but let's see what other cookeries we have. Have you ever seen the Mine Colonies mod, Gingy? So the pack I'm playing is called EE Colonies, and for the most part, I'm trying to follow the style. Yeah, I'm not dealing with a coarse fruit build. Literally, the only thing in there I couldn't get is that chorus fruit. Like, it's beautiful. I love it. And it would literally freeze up on me because I wouldn't be able to do it. Shire, jungle trees. I do love those jungle trees. I just don't want to do them here. Yeah, that would be possible. Um, the main issue you're gonna have, though, Gingy, is I am streaming until 9:30. It's a bit of my standard thing. If you want to swing by afterwards, I will reach out to my significant other and make sure that she is okay with it. If she is, absolutely. Hmm. Yeah, I do really like that. It's nice, it's clean. Let's go for it. Oop, everyone's tucked into bed. Let's go to his safety and make sure. I know you're hiding because of the night there, Mr. Traveling Trader. But you really shouldn't hurt your llamas. Hi, what do you need?
Good to see you.
The racks. Hmm. I think I'm gonna go check the ravine for more iron, because I think I used up all mine. I know I need the nuggets. I've got one of you. Ooh, never mind. I might have enough to make the racks. Yeah, I can always make them back into. Okay. That's getting a little old a little quickly. I think what it is it does not like. I don't think it likes the fact that there is the builder's wand inside. You need 18 more racks. Of course you do. Two racks for backup.
Good day
Hi.
to you.
Are you unemployed? Oh, you actually have parents. Interesting. That's a neat one. Okay, none of those have issues. And apparently they have hiccups. That is a thing I was not expecting.
What can I do for you?
Yes, I'm aware there are no guards. There's not a
What's it
lot
today,
I
then?
can do about that. Sorry. Oh, I left enough tools for them. I just forgot to deal with it. Do not spit on me. Ah, welcome back. Reached out to my wife. She said you are more than welcome to come over when the stream ends at 9:30.
Great to see you.
Oh, that works too. That actually makes life a lot easier. Hey, don't look at me. I was very surprised that my wife okayed that with it being that late, so I was like, I will take it where I can get it. Oh, trust me, I get it. I try not to drive at all right now because the price of gas is through the roof. But that also makes it easier. I can easily hop on and we can discuss things. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Like my favorite part of the create mod right now is the fact that it is saving me so much time on chopping trees down. Absolutely. And I can tell you about some of the stuff I have been working on.
Good evening, my friending.
Good to see you.
Hello, everyone. We are back with special guest star Gingy. Gingy,
Hello.
say hi to everyone.
Hello. I am Gongi.
Oh, is that now how you're pronouncing it?
No, it's just a joke name people use for me.
Okay. You have to remember, I have been gaming for 2 decades now. I have had all that happen.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
I have been reading and studying so much about 5th edition and the Neon Odyssey.
Okay.
And boy, howdy, let me tell you, I am so excited. So they've added, so it's a complete sci-fi revamp of the 5th edition D&D rule set,
Okay.
including 30 planets, 6 interdimensional realms,
Okay.
spaceship combat, vehicle racing, custom subclasses, mechs and mech-based space combat.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
I'm so very excited. They reskinned all of the original 12 D&D classes as sci-fi counterparts. So Warlock is now called the Cryptist. Monk is the Disciple. Paladins are Enforcers. Sorcerers are Espers. Wizards are Grid Runners. Bards are Icons. Barbarians are Juggernauts. Clerics are Oracles. Druids are Primalists. Rogues are Scoundrels. Fighters are Soldiers. And Rangers are Tracers.
You know, some of those just normally sound like what you would call these people.
Yeah. And the flavors they've given. So they
What,
don't have
blueberry?
everything available. Kinda, yeah. Blueberry would definitely be one of the flavors I would consider. But they don't have everything available, so they just have like little snippets and pieces of things.
And stiff.
And stiff. So
If you say so.
But like from everything I've read and everything I've
'Tis a fine day.
watched and looked into, so cool.
Okay.
Tracer, the revamped version of Rangers or Hunters or whatever you want to call them, get a subclass called the Power Tech. And they basically become Jango Fett from Star Wars. They get a suit of armor that they can build gadgets and stuff into, such as, but not limited to, weapons, flamethrower, jetpack, grappling equipment.
Okay. I see the
which
obvious
is
appeal.
Super cool. Yeah, super cool. And that's just one of every class I believe so far has 4 subclasses. So a little bit of limitation, but it is brand spanking new. So
Oh yeah.
obviously there's going to be a little limitation, and as time increases and they keep working on it, obviously they'll probably add more things. But
Well, yeah, but technically speaking, the limitation's only there if you want to abide by the limitation.
yeah, like once people get a hold of the content and like understand and read it a little more, then they start homebrewing. Like I'm sure things are gonna go crazy. But that won't be till October next year. So.
Oh yeah. Well, you could technically homebrew now, and then
Yeah.
modify when it comes out.
Yeah. So like the ideas are flowing. The races that they've shown are super unique and pretty cool. They have this like form of space dwarf that's like half cyborg.
Okay, sounds about right.
They have Gorgonites, which are Gorgons essentially. Green-skinned,
name.
snake-haired people that can either shoot lasers from their eyes, hypnotize you with their eyes, or petrify you with their eyes.
Okay.
They have the Oozoids, which are just sentient ooze in a spacesuit.
Oh no. The sentient
Slime
cube.
girls abound. Probably my favorite is the Solari, solar space elves that draw their powers from suns, and when they die, they explode, and then are reborn in a fiery explosion. They
Need
can also
something?
get wings, because the
Mm-hmm.
rebirth wasn't enough.
Right.
Let's have wings. So they're probably one of my favorites. I think my all-time favorite is the Globlins, though. Glowing goblins that glow based on the emotional spectrum. So as their emotions changes, it changes their glow, and then whatever color their glow is affects them and allies within their glow. For additional effects such as advantage on certain throws, or increased hit point regeneration, increased speed, advantage on ability checks and things like that. So it can get pretty cool. And they're just like all kinds of like neon colors and stuff, so super interesting race. And to think that's just like a racial bonus, like that's not even getting into whatever class your goblin or your globlin may be.
Mm-hmm.
They added systems for ground-based vehicles and spacefaring vehicles, as well as using spacefaring vehicles in atmosphere.
Okay.
They added things like racing. Unfortunately, the content that they have doesn't really cover any of the racing information. It just says that it's a thing, so I'm gonna hope that it's pretty cool, and we'll go from there. But like the pictures they show, are you familiar with like Captain Falco? Falcon Punch.
Mm-hmm.
So all the pictures they have for racing are like his style racing, like those big bulky hover cars that are flying on like rainbow strips of road that just like appear as hard light throughout the city, just hanging in the air.
Okay.
So looks super cool. They don't really cover how it functions or anything like that, but they do make the statement in one of the sections that there'll be like power-ups and stuff you can get while racing to help you race better. So like Mario Kart, I assume, which sounds super cool, but it doesn't really cover anything. Yeah, starship combat. Starships fly on a hex instead of a square base.
Okay.
And like the bigger your ship, the more people you can have on it. the more people you have on it, you can have like different controls that people can deal with, which will do things based on, you know, what they do with that control. So if they have like a sensor control, then they can use it to like jam targeting or target lock to make your weapons better, etc., etc.
Yeah, the normal spaceship stuff.
Yeah, and then mechs function somewhere between. They can actually like swap between like ground combat with the square-based grid to space combat if they have the capability of flight built in to the mech. You know, not all mechs have that. Depends on the mech and what it's used for.
Right.
But you could, you know, basically, you know, shoot a mech out into space and have it fight in space combat. And they're much more maneuverable than spaceships are.
Oh yeah. Well, your other thing is any mech can get into space if you throw it hard enough.
That is true. It's just whether or not it'd be able to move around.
Or, you
Because if it
know-
doesn't have like jets and stuff built into it.
Or oxygen.
Yeah, or oxygen. Which is another thing that they kind of touched on. Not only do you have the oxygenlessness of space, but now there is now introduced this foreign substance in space called aether. And if you are in direct what's the word?
Contact?
Direct contact with aether,
Mhm.
it will like poison you. And by direct contact, it goes through spacesuits.
Well, yeah. and I can
Like
think
you
of
have
a
to
few
have
things
like something with
called radiation.
specific aether shielding. Yeah. So it's basically radiation, and if you become, you know, radiated by this stuff enough, you become something called a gaunt, which is essentially the sci-fi world's undead. You've been killed and then reanimated by this aether radiation as like this just mindless force of destruction.
Okay, so Fallout's
Yeah,
ghouls.
pretty much. The aether seems to stem from a like cosmic power called cacophony, which is like chaos and darkness and all the evil in the world. And then you have harmony, which is the opposite.
Okay.
So, I think there's a couple other miscellaneous powers. Because like wizards and stuff use different, like draw from different trees. Cacophony being one of the trees, harmony being another tree. Then I think there's like a digital tree for using like digital-based powers. Again, the content that is available isn't quite clear on that. So it's hard to judge sometimes.
So what you're saying is your space wizard might be in an inappropriate relationship with your ship.
Could be, yeah. And I love how like they flavored things. Like wizards aren't just like magic. They're technology based. So like instead of just going, "Oh, I shoot fireball," it's more like, "Oh, I code a flaming ball into existence with my technology and then shoot it at the enemy."
Okay, I can see some interesting use cases for that.
They did away with I was watching a video about the wizards, and they did away with
Great to see you.
using vocal components for magic, because why would
Okay.
a tech wizard chant? You know, it
Well,
makes no
yeah.
sense. So instead of like chanting, wizards now have to have an item called a data pad, which can take the form of pretty much any, you know, technological input device that you want it to. But without that data pad, you cannot utilize magic that requires a data pad.
Okay. I could think of a few tricks for that would sound really, really cool campaign-wise.
Yeah, so basically, if you just want to make a grid runner, quote unquote, because that's what the wizards are called,
Mm-hmm.
useless. You just take away their data pad. They do
You
have
detonate a jammer.
Yeah, they do have a subclass of wizard called the Archmage, which leans more into the fantasy trope rather than the sci-fi trope. So, like, one of the planets is called Arcadia. It's basically a
An arcade.
planet where, yeah, it builds itself from, you know, video games and dreams and ideas and imagination.
Imagination.
And the Arc Wizards basically lean into the old school fantasy video game style of wizard. Like, they get a staff that becomes their data pad.
Okay.
Or a wand or some other like medium that becomes their data pad, and then by using it they can cast their spells instead of actually needing to like hack and type and things like that. But essentially wizards go from being, you know, old man with a gray beard to like hacker man.
Old man with a gray beard who also stole your identity.
Mm-hmm. And it's pretty cool.
Okay.
They've got, like I said, they've got all kinds of different subclasses. One of the subclasses I'm really interested in learning about once I'm able to read about it, rogues actually get a subclass called the Chem Boss,
Oh.
where they can utilize different chemicals and stuff to either strengthen themselves, debuff enemies, that kind of thing.
Basically space drug addicts.
Yeah, basically space drug pin or kingpin style characters.
Well, that depends, because it sounds a lot more like they're a user than a dealer.
Well, I mean, they keep the good stuff for themselves, and like the pictures they provide are pretty nutty. Here, I will post it in general. It is the Chem Boss is the one in the middle top. Is the picture they provided for the Chem Boss. I
Okay.
believe the one on the top left is one of the Enforcer races or subclasses. Enforcer being their version of Paladin. Then the top right is the Virus subclass for Wizard, the Grid Runner.
Okay.
Where they utilize a corrupting virus to dish out like DOTs and debuffs, and they don't really buff their allies, but they can provide the virus to their allies so that if the enemies hit their allies or attack their allies, the virus will attack the enemies.
You see, I feel like if I was playing a space wizard like that, I would be the a-hole who like walks into a room, goes, "Oh, hi, bad guys," closes the door and opens the airlock.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you do what you got to do, you know.
Hey,
And then
like, it ain't my problem anymore.
The bottom left, I'm not sure about. They haven't covered anything that looks like that. If I had to guess, it looks to be one of the soldier subclasses. If I had to guess, it could be the tracer with the exo armor, the power mech suit. But I'm gonna say soldier. It looks more like soldier than like a hunter. The middle bottom is most likely the icon, the bard. And then the bottom right is a subclass of barbarian I think they called it the scrapper, where it's basically just, you know, orcs from 40K. You build crazy, ridiculous weapons and gadgets that work because you believe they work. And then you beat the crap out of people with them. So, pretty exciting stuff there. And then this next picture is a picture of some of the other races. The top left is the Clawdarin, cat people, essentially. The middle top is the Saurian, dinosaur people. They can be pretty much any dinosaur, too. They don't have to be like T-Rex people. The top right, I'm not 100% sure the race because they don't cover it in any of the contents other than this one like sentence piece of a sentence here, where it says channel the blood of the void worm as a Nalari. So if I had to guess, that's a Nalari. Because nowhere else do they cover anything that looks like this, but all of the other three at the bottom are talked about. So that being the only thing that's not talked about or described in any specific manner, I'm gonna go with that because, you know, that's the only thing that makes sense here. The bottom left is called a Rhizo. They are basically like this Oni creature that channels the power of
So what will it be for you?
storms. They're like born of storm or something like that.
Fine morning, isn't it?
So they can like unleash like localized thunderstorms and stuff, ice storms, things like that. The middle one is the goodest boy. Obviously, he is a Laika. He's just dog. They're just dog people. They take the form of dogs, anthropomorphic dogs. And then the bottom right is the Oozoid, or the artwork they depicted for the Oozoid.
Okay.
So slime girl.
So, what'll it be for you?
And they have all kinds of stuff, ranging from some extra species, because they released a lot of what they called stretch goals as they tried to meet their objectives on Kickstarter. So a couple extra races that they added that aren't shown in here is the Nematoan, which are these amphibious, four-armed, big alien creatures. You have the Genovan, which could best be described as Frieza from Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
That's exactly what it looked like. If I showed you a picture, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's fucking Frieza. I'm sorry, that's Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. Like, hang on, I'll get you a picture. You gotta see it. They're cool, don't get me wrong. They look super cool. But like, you see it and it's like, oh yeah, that's Frieza.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, obviously, I posted the picture for you.
Okay.
Obviously, creative differences, of course.
Yeah.
To avoid copyright, but you could tell, like, that was designed by from looking at Frieza.
No, obviously not.
They have the Sketic, which are these like big, like carrion vulture people, which look pretty cool. The Zorbrak, which are these also, a lot of them are very big looking. These big, like, praying mantis people. Greeble, also known as Earthworm Jim, is just anthropomorphic earthworm.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The Navili, which are like these digital fairies. Instead of like fairy wings, that's all like triangles and technology lines in their wings.
Sounds great
cool.
up until you know, you get the fairy version of the virus. Or sorry,
yeah, you don't want those. Then you got these little guys, and I don't even know how to describe them, so I'm just gonna send you a picture. Looking at its face, it kind of looks like a weird buggy creature because it's got like that one antenna. And then, like, if you look, its, like, mouth is, like, very centralized, but looks like it would open, like, most of its face if it tried to open its mouth. So, or it could be, like, this dark psychic energy creature that just feeds off of energy. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But he looks cool. I like his little outfit and stuff.
He could also technically be a small form android.
Could be, yeah. Who knows? Well, it does say a little fishy creature changed by the void.
Oh, that's worrisome.
He's some kind of fish.
He's some. I think the more pressing matter is he is some kind of void creature.
Oh yeah, that could be bad. Then you got this guy. the Signian, who's like this like godlike stellar made of like stardust and energy.
Yeah, but so are you.
I mean, touche. He's just he's a little more showing of it.
So, okay, so he's like you, but a narcissist.
Yeah.
And this is
yeah.
why I probably should not be the person in charge of First Contact. We are aliens. We come in peace. Well, technically, everything is in peace.
There's the image they supplied for the Solari. I really like the image. She's very pretty.
You've always got me
Here is-
worried. Oh, okay. Not that worrisome. Okay. That's a lot more
Here's the
wholesome
image
than
for
I
the-
thought I was about to see.
Here's the image for the Globlin. She's also very pretty. I love like the bright, vibrant colors of her too. And it's cool because they can change their like glow at will, and when they change their glow, one of their bodyal features changes color to match the glow, be it her hair, or their eyes, their hair, or their skin. So as they change
Okay.
colors, their body will also change to reflect those colors.
That's normally how changing colors works.
Yeah. Here is the space dwarf. They are called the Aetherion. They're just like big old rugged space dwarves. Yeah, can't go wrong with space dwarves.
Honestly, that looks a bit like a mix between a dwarf and an orc.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I call them dwarves is because in the description it says their height at the highest is 5 foot. So they're probably a little bigger than dwarves. Because I think dwarves range I think dwarves range anywhere from 3 to 5 feet, and they say the description for these guys range
I
anywhere
can't
from
work like
4
that.
to 5 feet. So a little bigger than a normal dwarf. But for the most part, generally space dwarves.
Oh, goody! There is a
Without this,
pandemic
I can't work.
going on.
I can't work like that.
I guess I should
My-
include a picture of the Gorgonite.
My apparently, people in my village have somehow managed to get themselves influenza.
It's amazing.
Right?
And then here is the picture of the Gorgonite, who's also very pretty, but in like a creepy, sinister way.
Okay.
But yeah. One of the interesting things I find interesting anyway is a lot of the combat is actually probably going to be like ranged combat.
Neat.
Because
yeah, it makes sense. you know.
pistols and rifles and all that
Space.
exists. So yeah. Which seems to make your melee weapons a little
Without this,
a
I
little
can't
less
work.
powerful, if you ask me, in my opinion. But they added a new rule called close quarters for ranged weapons. Because normally in 5th edition, when you try to fire a ranged weapon, at somebody directly in front of you, you take disadvantage because, you're trying to shoot a bow at something directly in front of you.
Yeah.
However, with close quarters, if the weapon is close quarter compatible, then you don't take that negative, essentially. Because
Okay.
your weapon is designed to be used at that range.
Well, yeah, it's the pistol versus shotgun versus assault weapon.
Speaking of shotguns, they actually have shotguns, and they added a new rule for shotguns called scatter, where you can expend an extra bullet to fire in a cone instead of at a specific creature. So instead of
Okay.
consuming one bullet, it consumes two, but now fires in a cone.
Okay, but they don't make carry different bullets, basically.
No. Now, I'm assuming there are other bullets.
Like, I feel like other bullets would make sense.
Which, let me find... Because there was somebody where I was reading, where it had said... is it up here? I think there was somewhere I was reading where it was talking about, it says like bullet basic. So I'm assuming there are other types of bullets that you could find or utilize. There's also a difference between bullet bullets and laser bullets.
Well, yeah.
But they also have plasma bullets. So laser guns and plasma guns use power cells as their
Oh.
ammo, essentially.
Ah, they're doing the XCOM setup for that.
Yeah. And laser guns deal radiant damage, whereas plasma guns deal lightning damage, and then a regular bullet holding gun deals piercing damage.
But, so like, yes, while I do grab the idea that technically lightning is plasma, wouldn't it be plasma damage? And lightning would do plasma damage?
Technically, plasma damage doesn't exist in 5e.
But that's the point I'm saying is, like, if you're going to call something plasma, why not just say it does plasma damage? Why? Because lightning technically would do plasma damage, because lightning is plasma.
Well, that's why they just call it lightning damage, because lightning already exists. So, or lightning as a damage type already exists.
I was going to say,
So, it's easier than creating a new damage type if lightning already exists as a damage type.
yeah, but...
Because obviously, like, this is all just a reskin of something that already exists with their own flair and stuff put in on top of it.
Yeah, they're basically going out of their way to try and match a pre-existing condition.
Yeah, so by, staying as close to the original content as possible, they don't have to, change and create new rules for things if they use the old style rules, And in my opinion, as somebody who has done D&D and homebrew stuff, the less you have to create out of nothing, the easier it is. If you can take something that already exists and morph it to fit, that is a lot easier than creating something out of nothing. Yeah,
because it's mostly just less explaining.
Especially when you consider that they are also building this for, digital tabletops, virtual tabletops, which utilize base rule sets built into, like, coded stuff. So if you can take that code and use it without changing it, it's a lot easier than building new code,
Well, you don't say. It's almost like I used to do coding.
Yeah, so you can see why they just call plasma damage lightning damage, because it's the same thing essentially. But they don't want to call it a lightning pistol because it doesn't sound as fun. Or it doesn't sound as, classic sci-fi, I should say, versus a plasma pistol.
Although I will tell you, in terms of D&D, a lightning pistol sounds about right.
Yeah, in terms of fantasy D&D, lightning pistol sounds
right up the alley.
A lot of money. Yeah, because that's just a gun that shoots magical lightning bolts, which is essentially what a plasma pistol is. But yeah, I'm very excited.
How'd you get into a fight with the Space Orcs? Well, they kept saying plasma rifle. I kept saying lightning rifle. Eventually, someone shot someone, and we still couldn't figure out what it was.
Also, something I'm very interested in reading more about that they don't really cover is armor. So, obviously, with it being a sci-fi thing, you're not just gonna put on a suit of plate armor, you know?
Yeah.
So they have different armors, like light armor, a medium armor vest, a medium armor suit, and heavy armor. And they leave it very vague because they want you to flavor how your armor
Tis
is
a
on
fine morning.
you. Like light armor could just be, you know, maybe like a leather trench coat or something. Where an armored vest might be a slightly armored, like Kevlar vest or something like that.
My question is, how hard do you think it would be to introduce something like super heavy armor? The only reason I say that is, you know, someone wants to have Spartans.
So they actually, I believe, have something like that.
Okay.
But it's
Where did they
usually
drop
a
it?
class feature.
Okay.
Like that's usually something like that you not just anybody can get. Like you have to be specifically built to have that.
Well, yeah, that's normally how Spartan armor
But that's
works.
essentially what the PowerTech Tracer is. How I was talking about how they turn into Jango Fett, they essentially get a heavy armor that they then modify with all the extra bits, bobs, and other things. And that can be anywhere from like extra plating, jetpack, weapons, pretty much anything that they can structurally put into the armor that, you know, either the DM allows or the rules allow, etc., etc. But yeah, that's definitely a thing that can be done.
I'm convincing a bunch of creepers to follow me into the ocean so that they do
Yeah,
not kill
so-
my colony.
So, at level 3, hunter or powered tracers with the power tech subclass get something called Hunter's Armor.
Okay.
They can use a mechanics tool to change a suit of armor into Hunter's Armor. That armor is Hunter's Armor for as long as you are wearing it. You can incorporate gear. You can create and install one of the following pieces of gear into your armor, ignoring the weight. And if you use a utilize action, you can use it as just, you know, a thing. You can have an ascension gun, aka basically a grappling gun. Bypass tools, a hacking kit.
I will tell you, when I hear Ascension gun, my first thought is, it is a gun that they have convinced people helps you ascend, and all it is a real gun that they just shoot you with. Yes, this helps you ascend. Bam.
They also have climbing kits, macro scopes. You automatically get a pulse cannon built into your gun. You can get second skin, which affects how your armor is dealt with. So like normally when you're wearing heavy armor, you have to be strong enough to use it, right? Second skin gets rid of the strength requirement and says, as long as this is your hunter's armor, it doesn't matter. It counts as the best armor that you can get. You can also use, if you're a power tech, you can also use your armor as your spell focus because they get a little bit of spells as a power tech.
Okay.
So your armor becomes your material component for your spells.
See, that... I understand what you say, but the part of my brain, the lizard part, is laughing, sitting there going, imagine casting a spell and your pants disappear because you use too much component.
I mean, yeah. let's see.
How do you know he silently casted a spell? Well, he was standing there and then his pants disappeared.
Once you get to Mark 3, you get an ability called Reinforced Plating, which lets your armor cast functionally cast the spell Stone Skin, which increases your AC.
Okay.
So yeah, there's tons of cool stuff that you can get with the armor. One of the interesting subclasses that they do talk about is one of the cryptic subclasses, so one of the warlock subclasses called Cacophonous. And it's a warlock that taps into the powers of cacophony. So like that dark void power.
Yeah.
And it just looks pretty crazy.
Okay. You can still see the stream, right?
Yeah, you're in a cave.
I have no idea what it is with this mod pack, but it has been so mean to me with the idea of finding frickin' iron. Like, I've been going through caves, spelunking, I have a giant mine shaft, and yet iron seems to be avoiding me at every turn.
I don't know what to tell you, Coach. No iron for you.
So, one of the things this mod pack adds is a bunch of, like, D&D style towers and things like that to explore. And I saw because it has, like, individualized loot. So basically, let's say you jumped on the server. If we went and did a raid, if I open a chest, you can open it too after I open it and get your own loot roll for it.
Oh yeah.
It's really nice.
Does seem pretty cool.
It's also added a bunch of things. I have no idea what that is. I know it does something, but I'm also terrified because I've learned that sometimes something small, if you attack it, will turn the trees against you, and we're not going to play that game while I'm in the middle of a forest.
I don't blame you.
We're going to go over here.
I am very excited for the Neon Odyssey to come out. I did one of the subclasses for Wizard is called Cybertronic, which basically is
robots in disguise.
No. Different actually. They basically have mastered the idea of hacking and using their hacking ability to create real objects made out of like light, essentially, like hard light, like the concept of hard light. So they can hack items into existence, like motorcycles or throwing discs, much like Tron. So they basically just become Tron programmers, which just sounds super cool. I really wish there was some content somewhere talking about Soldier, because I'd like to learn some more about them. Might just have to go to their YouTube and see what I can find. I definitely recommend, if you have any interest in it, check out The Legends of Evantris on YouTube. But they do have a video on the Soldier. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Ah, I see how it is. You joined voice chat so you could do some cross-channel promotion. For not even your content.
Yeah, it's not even my content. Like, now don't get me wrong. When this comes out, I'm pretty sure, like, I am switching strictly to just sci-fi D&D. Because I am so interested in this. Like, this is going to be my style of DMing. Like, I want to do sci-fi D&D so freaking bad. Like, I doubt once I get into this and I understand it and I've mastered it and creating homebrew for it, I doubt I will ever go back to fantasy D&D. And that's just because I have been looking for sci-fi D&D that hits all the things that this hits since I started playing D&D.
Well, man, you know, if I
15.
had the time, I could have made something similar for you. You
It's
do
all
know
good.
what I specialize in.
Yeah, it's all good. But that's what I say. I'm like, and unfortunately, the only downside is it doesn't come out till next year, so it's a lot of waiting. But that gives me plenty of time to like relearn 5th edition rules because I mostly do Pathfinder right now, which is very different, similar but different than 5th edition.
Ow. I was
The
just
other
murdered.
downside, by a little gremlin.
Yes.
That's why I don't like children. They come at you with axes and they just murder you.
Right?
Oh, he killed you again.
He's literally healing faster than I can hit him.
But what was I saying? This is like definitely like my forte. So like once I understand it and get into it, I will probably like strictly just do sci-fi. And since it's coming out so late, that gives me, time to like look into a lot of like the 5th edition stuff and relearn it and whatnot. Because I mostly didn't do 5th edition because I didn't like. I mainly just don't like how Wizards does their stuff for 5th edition, because like you have to like spend so much money to get into like regular D&D.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. If you want to get into
they don't
stock D&D.
Yeah, because like they don't make their content like publicly available, so you can't just like go look at PDFs of their stuff for free. Whereas Pathfinder, you can get pretty much any content for Pathfinder on the internet for free.
Okay.
Now I'm sure you could on D&D. I'm sure there are. Resources and stuff buried somewhere, but it's not like easy to access resources. It's like, you gotta go digging because it's probably not allowed.
Yeah.
Which normally I'd be kind of against, but considering this is something I want to get into because it checks all the boxes I've been looking for. So it's one of those like, yeah, I don't like that it's this, but this also is
Doesn't
everything
exist
I want.
anywhere else.
So,
yeah.
So it's like I gotta put up with it because it's what I want.
Yep, that's unfortunately how it normally goes.
So unfortunately, the cost is a big thing for everything that I'm dealing with. Because I have to, just the Neon Odyssey stuff alone is $200.
Oof.
And that's just for the initial 3 books the VTT integration, and a couple extra like things on the side. Which, you know, is a lot, but it is a fairly standard cost for like Wizards of the Coast things. Like each book is like $30. So that's $90 right there. The VTT integration, I believe they valued it like $70, which seems a bit much, but also seems kind of fair because you figure you have to do all that coding to get it available in that VTT for it to work. And like I'm no coder, so I don't know how difficult that is. I assume it's not like a super easy concept. So, like, that seems fair. Like, I've never said that their prices didn't seem fair. It's just unfortunate that they are so much. And one of the things I want to get, you are just not having a good time right now.
Apparently not. That was at my house.
One of the things I want to get to kind of help through the transition from Pathfinder to 5th edition is I actually want to go and buy the 5th edition, like the 5.5e books.
Okay.
Which are a little more on the expensive side. It's going to cost me another $90 to get the base core 3 books I need. Which kind of sucks, but... So, that's the one downside is cost.
I believe that is the downside with most of life right now.
Yeah.
Was not expecting to actually get a trident out of that.
Hell yeah. Tridents are great.
Oh yeah. And only downside I have right now is my loot is taking up too much space.
I'm one of the believers, like, if I'm gonna run D&D, because I'm not like a professional DM or anything, so I don't like charge people to play in my D&D groups, you know?
Excuse
There are some
you?
people that will do that.
You see that?
I see nothing.
You, sir, have murdered a friend. Why I am not a fan of the spiders. Because they will just attack my people. Even when they're supposed to be in passive mode.
So I don't like your people.
No, I don't. I had my thing saying, hey, you've run out of time, but thankfully, well, not thankfully, I took a moment to do something else, so I do have a little bit more time on my hands. Not a lot, maybe 2-3 minutes.
No. I might go check on a friend, because I don't know when I'm going to see them again. They're saying that they got a long weekend ahead, and they're on like 12-hour days, so normally once they start working again, like they're gone for like 4 days at a time, so... But yeah, I just wanted to come and talk about D&D, because I've been reading so much of this, and I'm so excited, and it's nice to have people to talk to.
I hear you, man.
My one GM friend is very Pathfinder oriented, so he doesn't get super excited about 5th edition stuff.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. Which Pathfinder does have a version of sci-fi that's similar, but it just doesn't... Like, I've read through it, and it just doesn't Yeah, it just doesn't hit that itch I'm looking for, you know?
Yeah. I get it. Okay, why is a child giving me a quest?
Why not? All right, buddy. I'm gonna go check on my friend. It was nice talking to you again. I'm sure I'll talk to you again some more.
Hopefully we'll catch up, meet up, get some
Something.
actual stuff done. Alright, man.
Yeah.
Great seeing you
All right,
and
have a good
hearing
night.
from you again. You too.
Have a good night. Good stream. Everything. And goodbye, stream. Bye bye.
So, everyone, that was my friend Gingy. He is a streamer in his own right. He's actually one of the people who gave me the confidence to start streaming myself. So, yep. Now I just need to figure out how to do this without murdering everybody in town again. And of course, because someone died, all work is basically on hold, right?
If you say so.
It's
Yes.
not if I say so.
Can I help you?
I know you guys don't like working if someone passes away, and I understand that. Your friend passed away. The fact that I am low on cobblestone bothers me a great deal. I did just have a simple thought, which was I don't have to be low on cobblestone. I can just make a cobble generator. There we go. And at least for right now. Let us make our tools, and then we will call it. Well, someone grew up, wanted a job, after finding out that having a job seems to be getting people, oofed.
Need something?
Makes them a braver person than I am. Okay, as much as I want you guys working on these houses, I kind of need the courier's hut. prioritize right now. But you're already working on it, so might as well let you guys get what you can done with it. Alright, everybody. That is it for this episode of Minecraft EE Colonies. Hopefully we'll get more done, make our colony look a little better. Maybe start putting up some safety stuff. And we'll go from there. But for now, I will tell everyone good night. Have a good one. And take it easy.